Could battery swapping be the key to widespread EV adoption? Electric vehicles are becoming more popular as the world moves toward more environmentally friendly modes of transportation. However, issues like battery costs and charging times prevent widespread usage. A potential remedy that offers quick battery replacements and lower upfront expenditures is battery switching. This creative strategy has the potential to completely transform the EV market and increase consumer accessibility and convenience. In this video, we will go through 7 key points highlighting the potential of battery swapping in driving EV adoption. Number 7. Reduction of upfront costs. As batteries are so expensive, the high initial cost of electric vehicles has long been a major deterrent to consumer adoption. The battery in a conventional EV can cost between 30% and 50% of the vehicle's overall cost, which is too costly for a lot of prospective purchasers. By enabling customers to buy an EV without the battery and lease it instead, battery swapping systems present an alluring option. A wider range of people, including those who might not have thought about an electric vehicle because of financial limitations, can now afford EVs because of the decoupling of vehicle and battery costs, which can lower the initial cost by thousands of dollars. Additionally, like a subscription service, the leasing model enables customers to pay only for the energy they use. Because they can select a battery capacity that best suits their needs and budget, people who live in cities or have lesser annual miles may find this flexibility very alluring. Higher demand can result in economies of scale in production, which further lowers prices and promotes innovation in electric mobility technologies, as more users enter the market as a result of these lower costs. Number 6. Convenience and speed. Battery swapping solves one of the main issues prospective EV customers have: charging time, and it provides a degree of convenience that conventional charging techniques cannot equal. Battery switching stations can finish the process in less than 5 minutes, which is comparable to refueling a gasoline vehicle, whereas traditional charging stations sometimes take anything from 30 minutes to several hours to fully charge. Commercial fleets and ride-sharing services that rely on reducing downtime to optimize efficiency will particularly benefit from this quick turnaround. Individual drivers can reduce range anxiety, a typical concern among prospective EV owners about running out of energy while traveling, by rapidly replacing a depleted battery with a fully charged one. Additionally, drivers are guaranteed rapid access to charged batteries anytime they need them thanks to strategically placed swapping stations in urban areas and along roads. This convenience element is essential in influencing how consumers view electric vehicles. Drivers are more inclined to think about moving from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric alternatives if they are assured that they can recharge their cars fast and without major delays. Number 5. Extended battery lifespan. Since battery replacement can be expensive and harmful to the environment, both manufacturers and users have serious concerns about the longevity and health of electric vehicle batteries. Temperature extremes, usage patterns, and charging habits are some of the factors that affect battery degeneration. Individual users may not always follow recommended charging procedures under traditional ownership models, such as avoiding deep discharges or high-temperature charging, which over time may result in early wear and decreased performance. By centralizing battery management in specialized facilities with cutting-edge technology created especially for ideal charging conditions, battery swapping systems solve this problem. These facilities can put in place controlled charging procedures that reduce battery stress, such avoiding needless fast charging or making sure that the temperature is optimally regulated during charging cycles. Furthermore, centralized administration makes it possible for routine maintenance inspections and diagnostics to spot possible problems early on, enabling preventative actions that greatly increase battery life in comparison to standard consumer practices. Battery swapping improves overall vehicle performance and reliability by ensuring batteries are properly maintained and charged under optimal conditions. It also lowers long-term expenses associated with battery replacement, which ultimately benefits both manufacturers and consumers. Number 4. Support for charging infrastructure. Strong charging infrastructure is becoming more and more necessary to support the growing usage of electric vehicles. Battery swapping stations are a creative way to improve the current EV infrastructure by offering a different, speedy, and effective way to recharge cars. These stations can be positioned strategically along major roads, retail malls, and airports, where standard charging stations might not be able to accommodate the increasing demand from EV users or space limits. Cities can designate specific areas that give priority to electric mobility infrastructure without interfering with other modes of transportation or parking requirements by including battery swapping into urban planning projects. Additionally, fleet operations where speedy turnaround times are critical to corporate productivity, such delivery services or taxis, can be supported by these stations. In addition to expanding the range of charging possibilities, battery swapping stations promote the increased use of electric vehicles by companies that depend on dependable energy sources for their operations. Further infrastructure development will result in a complete ecosystem that accommodates both private and business users and encourages environmentally friendly transportation options. Number 3. Environmental benefits. Any solution that encourages sustainability is essential in tackling climate change concerns because the environmental impact of transportation is one of the most urgent problems facing society today. By optimizing energy usage practices at switching stations, battery swapping offers substantial potential environmental benefits that are consistent with global sustainability goals. In order to lessen dependency on fossil fuels for power generation, these facilities can be built to use renewable energy sources like solar panels or wind turbines during periods of peak output when energy demand is lower. These systems directly reduce greenhouse gas emissions linked to the operation of electric vehicles by using clean energy to charge batteries instead of conventional energy sources. Furthermore, centralized management makes it possible for companies that run swapping stations to establish structured recycling programs that guarantee materials are repurposed responsibly and sustainably, minimizing waste while maximizing resource recovery efforts within the framework of the circular economy. This is in contrast to individual consumers disposing of old batteries in an inappropriate manner or disposing of them in landfills. Number 2. Business model innovation. The automobile industry has seen a radical change in the marketing and use of electric vehicles with the rise of battery-as-a-service models. By creating vast networks of battery swapping stations, businesses like NIO have effectively adopted this model, enabling customers to pay for battery consumption rather than ownership altogether. In addition to giving consumers more control over operating budgets and maximizing efficiency gains through quicker turnaround times at swapping stations, this innovative approach gives businesses new revenue streams and gives consumers flexibility in managing their energy costs based on actual usage patterns rather than fixed ownership expenses associated with traditional models. Fleet operators, for example, can take advantage of predictable energy consumption costs without having to worry about fluctuating electricity prices or maintenance costs directly linked to battery ownership. This predictability enables them to further optimize their operations while reducing the risks associated with variable costs over time. Additionally, by fostering competition among service providers, they may be able to innovate further and provide premium services like quicker swaps or better customer experiences at their stations, which will ultimately benefit consumers by giving them better options and pricing structures that are specifically catered to their preferences. Number 1. Government support and regulation. Governments are starting to look into supportive policies meant to encourage the development of battery swapping systems within their borders, as knowledge of the potential advantages of such systems in raising the rates of adoption of electric vehicles worldwide increases. Many nations understand that infrastructure spending is essential for both reaching aggressive climate goals and moving away from fossil fuels in the transportation sector, which is a major part of sustainable urban planning projects meant to lower pollution and traffic in cities across the globe. Governments may offer incentives like grants or tax breaks that are specifically intended for businesses that invest in battery swapping technology or build networks across highways and urban areas where conventional charging options might not be sufficient because of space limitations or high demand pressures from expanding EV populations. This comprehensive approach will likely foster an environment conducive to innovation investment within this emerging sector, ultimately leading to increased consumer confidence regarding electric vehicles becoming everyday choices for transportation solutions across diverse markets worldwide. Regulatory frameworks may also change over time, setting standards related to safety protocols governing operations at these facilities, and ensuring interoperability between different manufacturers' batteries, so users aren't locked into proprietary systems limiting choice options when selecting vehicles best suited their needs. In summary, while battery swapping presents numerous advantages that could facilitate EV adoption, It also faces significant challenges that must be addressed through collaboration among manufacturers, infrastructure investment, and standardization efforts. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.